Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Here we go.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 594. This is your host, Danny, and also joining me this week, the whole Gamertag Radio crew. Let's go with Paris.
Hey, what's going on? You know, it's getting to that time of the year where we're going to start traveling and doing stuff and all that, and I'm like literally jugging 3 emails right now for stuff that we got to attend here in the next 30 days, and dude, I'm going to be driving a lot. I'm not happy about this.
And you sure love traffic.
Yeah, oh God.
And also Pete in the house.
What
Pete
is up?
Man, just getting ready for my trip to LA. Can't wait for this Call of Duty XP event. This is going to be my first one. I mean, I've been to previous Call of Duty events, but it was more for the media, not mixed media and community and media, you know, and the consumers and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. So
Yeah,
very excited. Snoop Dogg performing.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that, man.
Snoop and Wiz, or just Snoop?
And Wiz.
Nice.
Yeah, both.
Nice. Inhale,
So,
puff, puff, pass, Danny. That's all you got to remember.
Oh God, that's gonna be on Sunday night. That's gonna be interesting. Very interesting, man. A lot of things going on that day. Well, actually, Thursday and up. Thursday is gonna be media, and then after that, Friday is gonna be open to the public. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you're ready, Paris. It's gonna be a good time over there. Great event.
No, it's going to be good. And here's the crazy thing. So, like I said, we're doing the Call of XP. Call of XP. Oh my God. Hey,
last week was Community Commander.
Yeah.
Every week is a new one. So this is a new hashtag. All right, go for it.
So we got to do that, and might as well tell the story. So my real job, my day job, we're moving into a new office down in San Diego. So I have to go down to San Diego Thursday morning for the new office, and they're doing the little unveiling. And, you know, I basically got to smile for the cameras and then take off. So I got to go down to San Diego, do that, and then hit the road, drive up to LA, fight all the traffic, and get there by 12 o'clock. I have no idea how I'm doing this. I have no idea, but I'm going to figure it out.
Well, I'll be waiting for you, though, Paris.
Yeah,
so hit me up.
I know. You'll probably be sitting there at the bar, drinking a beer or something, waiting on me.
As usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, as usual.
That's gonna be fun.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's the whole weekend. You know, Thursday, Friday. God, I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then obviously Labor Day's Monday, and then we get Tuesday, and then the fireworks set off on Wednesday because you got Apple, and then like an hour after that, Sony is unveiling the Neo or whatever it's gonna be. So it's gonna be a crazy
September
week. Just the next week is going to be crazy. Next 7 days are going to be crazy.
So wait, when are you flying out somewhere? I can't say where, but you're flying out later this month too, right?
Yeah. So then, we get a little week reprieve. I get to watch football, and then I'm actually going to take my son. We're going to drive to Arizona, and we're going to go watch the Buccaneers and the Cardinals in week 2. And then literally the next day after that, I'm hopping on a plane and going somewhere else, and I'm missing Rise of Iron launch.
That's 2 years in a row.
I actually get to be in place for a release.
2 years in a row, I will be elsewhere.
That's right, because last year we were in London. It was the American Yak in London.
Yeah, I know. We weren't even in the country last year. That's... No, it didn't.
That trip was worth it.
No, it did. London was worth it.
Who you trying to fool?
Oh, snap. Man, but we have a lot of topics. We have voicemails, emails. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man, to record this episode, man. So let's start with this. I know Gran Turismo Sport. A lot of people have been excited for that, especially PlayStation owners, PlayStation 4 owners. Waiting for the next racing game for the system. But it was announced today that it was delayed to 2017, which, you know what? I know there's a lot of people that are kind of pissed off about the whole thing. Why not? Let them delay it, make the game better. I think that's great.
I don't think the anger or the vitriol being hurled at Sony right now is a result of because they're postponing this. I think they're more upset that the holiday season this year, the only first party game or the only exclusive they're going to get is Last Guardian.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. It's not that they're postponing games.
Unless they got a trick up their sleeve on the 7th.
Yeah.
Well, what about the VR thing? That doesn't count? I mean,
it does.
That's something.
It does.
Yeah. They have something for the holidays. Yeah. It's not like they don't have anything. Like, what was it last year? They had like, what was it last year? Paris or?
No, it was, oh my God.
Because last year was only the Destiny
Media
game.
Molecule, the not Little Big Planet, but the other game. Oh my God, I can't even think of it now. That's how irrelevant.
Oh my God,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you know that fake Kaz Hirai account on Twitter had a hilarious tweet about this whole thing. They were like, Sony is dedicated to giving you the full Gran Turismo experience with Gran Turismo Sport by delaying it.
That's a good one.
Pretty funny.
No, but at the same time, I think Microsoft took advantage of this.
Oh, of course they did.
Announced Forza Horizon 3 goes gold.
You know what's funny? It probably ain't even gold yet, but they were like, you know what feels like? You know what? Say it's gold anyways. It don't matter. Just say it. They can't prove it.
You know what I think it is? You know what? I think they were having this ready, like the press release for like later this week. Yep. You know, usually they announce stuff like maybe Thursdays, Wednesday. But then they found out about this. Behind the scenes, they were like, hey, let's press release. Let's go. Green light. Send it out to the press. Oh, yeah, Forza Horizon 3, gold. Coming out later this month. Boom. They know what they're doing.
Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. And then was it Mike Ybarra? Was it him from Xbox?
Yes.
Made the tweet about, we're at Xbox, we put out a racing game every year.
Technically they are right. I mean, you can't blame them. Technically it's kind of right.
Oh, it's true because I mean, like you said, they're putting out Horizon this year, and then look, we know Forza 7 is going to be on the Scorpio. I mean, that's going to be a showcase game for them. So it makes a lot of sense. But like you're saying, with this Gran Turismo Sport getting delayed, I mean, it's unfortunate. But like we always say, if a developer needs more time to make the game right, take all the time you need instead of rushing it. I'm sure from the Sony PR standpoint, they wanted Gran Turismo Sport out this year to go with Neo to be a showcase game for that. So this probably hurts them a little bit. I was talking to our good friend Khalif from Spawn on Me podcast last night, and we're just kind of debating this stuff. And the one game that we haven't been thinking about as being a technical showcase that they can show off at this September 7th event is going to be Horizon. It's coming. Ooh. It's coming out in February. It makes a lot of sense.
The Deep Horizon.
They can show it off. Guerrilla Games can come out there, show off, hey, you've seen what it looks like on PlayStation 4. This is why we delayed it, to show you what it's going to look like on Neo in February. Boom.
Makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. Speaking of the whole PlayStation 4 Neo, there's rumors that this might cost $450.
And like I was telling you in the chat, if it is $450, I'm okay with that. But this better be that 5.5 teraflop version. If so, that means they've done some upgrades, hardware upgrades to get it up to that spec. If it's at 5.5 teraflop and they want to charge me $450 for it, I understand it. I'm okay with that. But if this is the original rumored 4.2 teraflop version, it better be $399 or less.
And that's still under the rumored 6 teraflop Scorpio.
It is. Yeah, I agree. It is, but do we really think Scorpio is going to be $450 at launch? Highly doubtful. And that was another thing, Khalif and I were talking about, was even if it is $450 at launch, then by next holiday, it'll be $399. They'll knock the $50 off by the time Scorpio comes out. And like we said, if you got, or even down to $350, who knows? But if you got a $400 Neo in holiday 2017 going up against a $500 to $600 Scorpio, it's 2013 all over again. I don't care how powerful it is, unless, you literally, the games visually would just need to blow people out of the water. That would have to be the difference at that point.
What are the chances of Microsoft saying, surprise everyone, and even Sony, Scorpio is going to be $399?
No way.
Out of nowhere.
No way. I know you're trying to dream. I know you're trying to have your let me dream moment, but it's not happening. There's no way.
Let me dream. Let me dream. But think about it. Imagine them announcing that the price for $399. And gamers, this is true 4K gaming.
Hey, I know this isn't fan mail right now, and we won't have that segment, but I promised him I'd do this. And look, this is one time only. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing it only for him. Castlevania XX with 2 big ass X's on the back of his name. That's his PlayStation Network ID. He hit me up and he was like, straight up, he's like, look, man, I know you don't normally talk to people with X's in their name, but I just hollering at you. And I was like, yeah, I laughed and said, yeah, what's going on? So then he hit me up and he was like, can I give a shout out to the Diamond Dogs? So shout out to the Diamond Dogs from me to them, you know, Metal Gear and all that good stuff. But he was challenging me because I said before E3 that no one was going to do true 4K gaming before E3, and then obviously, you know, Scorpio came out and Microsoft is sitting there doing true 4K gaming. I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I truly hope we get someone from Microsoft on the show in the near future, because I'm going to directly ask this question. But if they do 4K, if 2160p at 60 frames per second on Scorpio, I will be amazed. Yeah. I'm talking a AAA game. It has to be something like Forza or Halo or something like that. If they're doing 4K 60 on Scorpio, I'll be shocked. I'm saying it right now.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I know earlier this week they released the Halo 5 Forge system requirements. And to get the ultra settings down perfect, they're recommending DX12, obviously, a Intel Core i7 4770K or higher, and a GeForce 980 Ti. Not to mention 16 gigs of RAM and obviously 40 gigs of hard drive space or what have you. They'll need the Anniversary Edition installed as an operating system first and foremost as a requirement, just for the PC side, and obviously that translates to opening the Play Anywhere option for Xbox. Knowing the price of the 980 Ti right now, I don't see how Microsoft is going to be able to deliver that without it coming in on that ultra high premium type price tag. And like you said, Paris, we might see that. We might see it all over again, you know, with the high price gouge coming in.
Yeah, we might. And look, this is 100% speculation. We're still over a year out before Scorpio's coming out. We don't even know what Neo truly is at this point. But I just had to shout out to Castlevania XX because it's 2 big ass X's on there. But yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I could be 100% wrong. Obviously, I was wrong from what I was thinking before E3. I mean, Microsoft shocked everybody, but we'll see what Scorpio is, or not Scorpio, excuse me. We'll see what Neo is first on the 7th to see what their plan is for 4K here in the near future. And then, you know, as we get into 2017, I'm sure Microsoft will start talking more about Scorpio and what their plans are going to be with those games. Because again, like we said, we're pretty sure Forza 7 is going to be a launch game. Crackdown 3 is probably going to wind up being a launch game. I mean, I doubt they'll have Halo 6 ready for the launch of Scorpio, so that won't be there. But I'm sure they'll have a third title, you know, big title to have at launch. And then obviously all the third-party support coming in as well, which, by the way, hey, Uncle Peter Moore, he said Neo and Scorpio are good for this industry. And then EA is very excited to work with both companies. So, hey, it's good. It's a good thing.
Why you said that is good for
because look, and this goes back to 2011. You can find this video on YouTube if you search really hard. Mandy and I were arguing on the streets of LA coming out of
oh yes,
yeah. I remember I kept saying back then that innovation for games is limited by hardware. You know, like these developers were waiting on the new consoles to drop so they can start innovating and making better experiences in games. And I think, look, it was funny watching because I think you brought it up, Danny, or maybe Mandy brought it up, but we were watching it a week ago. And I was like, you know what? What I said in 2011 holds true today in 2016.
They limit themselves. Yeah. They create a universe you can do anything in. So a Gears universe, a Halo universe, a Star Wars universe.
And but they can't go past what they the hardware is limiting the developers from expanding beyond what they're doing right now.
I think they're showing love to the PC. That's what I think it is.
Well, the PC needs love, too.
Battlefield 3 is going to be a perfect example of what I'm trying to talk about. The PC experience of Battlefield 3 will be superior to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation experience.
So what you're saying is that the consoles need to become PCs?
Yeah.
But let's use an example for my side. Star Wars is one of the most far-reaching universes we have in a fictional sense.
Right.
We have movies, we have games, we have books, and each of them is their own little world inside that universe.
Right.
And even though the game mechanics may suck, and sometimes the stories do too, there's so much potential, and there have been very successful games to be in the same universe, but completely different time, different place, different potential for what could happen. And that's part of why franchises like Star Wars succeed. It's because they say, here's your thinking ground, here's the basic facts, do whatever the hell you want with it, and people take it and go every which way. And that's why we still see new stuff. But you get all of these games where they're so stuck in where they were that they can't step out of it.
Because you're making my point for me.
It has nothing to do with the hardware. It has nothing to do with the hardware.
Hear me out.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Star Wars is the great example of that. And let me explain why. Old Republic. Is it coming to the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3? No. Want to know why? Because the hardware limits what they're trying to do with it.
Explain to me how the hardware limits them from taking games like Gears and Halo and creating something within the universe, but completely different from what exists. What about the hardware
Want to
prevents
know why? Because they're trying to hold it off for the next hardware.
BS.
I don't think so.
They just can't step out of it. They just can't step out of it.
Console gaming has, in this generation, because they've hit their ceiling.
But I don't think the hardware definitely affects it. The hardware does. But I think at the end, it's their willingness to step out of where they already are. They're in this little box that is their Halo universe, and they can't go past that, not because the hardware won't let them, but because they just say, well, why do that when we know this works? And that's why Star Wars succeeds, is because even in the console games that suck, they're willing to step out of the box.
I agree, but I disagree. And here's why. If I'm gonna take Epic as an example. All right, so Epic's coming out with Gears of War 3. So they're done with Gears of War. Gears of War, they're going to something else. Why would Epic try out a brand new IP, even if it's in that same universe, that comes up with these great ideas and expands upon what they're doing, when the current piece of hardware is probably dead in the next 2 years, and it's going to have to go to the next console? You would wait and take that idea, and when it's on the new piece of hardware, when you get a nice 5, 6, 7 year lifespan with that franchise. That's
true, but part of that isn't even as much the hardware as the length of the time. Is that if you put it on that system and it's not easily forward compatible or whatever you want to use for it to the next system, it's not even that the hardware isn't capable of what they want. It's just like, why do that when you can put it off, improve on the mechanics of what you're creating, and at the end of it have something come out with a new system and be a draw factor?
I guarantee you, this current development cycle of games right now, there are ideas that certain developers want to do, and they're like, you know what? Let's not implement that on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360 right now. Let's wait until the next hardware.
What about the next hardware like Nintendo HD?
Is it going to be a big enough leap beyond what they currently have, though?
We don't know yet.
Well,
we don't know.
It's probably a big leap, but in comparison to the Xbox and PlayStation, maybe not so much. But we've been at the same point with these games for years. I mean, really. Halo 3, we'll use that as an example, because a lot of people have hated on Halo 3. Came out in 2007. That's 4 years.
Right.
That's plenty of time for them to step out of that box, and it hasn't happened. Okay. And it doesn't even have to really do with the hardware.
I just thought of the perfect example that brings up my argument in this.
What?
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, which is the engine that we're seeing now, came out in 2007, right? Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, none of them have done anything to advance that series beyond what it originally was in 2007. Want to know why? Because it is too much money and too much development time to create a new engine to put it on this current hardware when you can just simply wait a couple years and put it on the next one.
Okay, first off, that's irrelevant because this is Call of Duty. And second off, that you can't even really apply that because granted, Call of Duty comes out every year.
Look
so
at
they're
Battlefield.
screwing themselves over. But Battlefield is putting out a new engine.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, in terms of Battlefield 2 to Battlefield 3.
PC is the lead platform.
But it came from PC, that game.
Exactly, right. But that's my point again. PC, they can do that. Because that hardware is constantly changing.
But they're not saying that engine is only for PC. That engine is being applied to the console.
But they're downscaling it to be able to work on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Whereas if Epic is going to take the Gears engine, they're going to have a completely new engine at this point. See, Valve actually has it right with the Source engine. Valve doesn't create a new engine. They constantly tweak their engine as they go forward. And they update their games as it goes forward. Look at Half-Life 2 from what it was when it originally came out to what Half-Life 2 looks like right now on the Source engine. It almost looks like a completely new game. That's the proper way to do it. But again, Valve's a native PC developer. That's why they do that. Not console.
But I still
This
feel
is
like
one, no? You won or she won?
I won when we was back there. Lemons.
Neo and Scorpio are going to allow these developers to get a little more juice under their hood and just have these greater experiences on the game. Like, dude, can you imagine when Mass Effect Andromeda finally drops? I mean, it's going to be tuned for Neo. It'll probably be tuned for Scorpio, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. You know?
Yeah.
So,
it's gonna be exciting.
Quick question, and this is obviously speculation and hopes and dreams here. A week from now is the PlayStation event, the technical showcase where we're assuming that they're going to announce Neo. Once Sony drops whatever information there, do you really think Xbox with as much as they've devoted now towards Project Scorpio, do you think they take into consideration what Sony does and perhaps either retracts or starts adjusting the what Scorpio really will be when it hits the streets next year?
That's the thing. Who knows? We really don't know. We always joke and call things vaporware, but as we stand here today, Scorpio is vaporware because that thing is still a year away before it comes into existence. Obviously, they'll announce it earlier than that, probably maybe like May of next year, or maybe even just at E3 of next year. But until we see the real, these are the specs, this is the system, it's vaporware. They can say whatever the hell they want to say right now in 2016, and in 2017 go, well, we're going to do a little something different there. I don't think they will. Yeah. I'm just saying that is there. That option is there. Just like Sony, all that we've heard about Neo is vaporware too. We don't know what the hell Neo is going to be. It's all rumor and speculation until they step on stage September 7th and tell us what it is.
See, when we sat down with Aaron Greenberg during E3, I asked him about that. Like, how confident are they with this whole Scorpio? Is it going to be powerful by the time it comes out? The most powerful console by the time it comes out in 2017. He's confident. He's like, "Yep, we're confident." And the vibe we were getting from him, Paris, was like, it seems legit. Like it didn't seem like he was BSing.
No, not at all.
Because when we sit down, every time we sit down with him, we ask him some really tough questions, man, and he'll tell us straight up, yes or no. He's always being real with us, So I feel that they're not gonna make that same mistake that they did years ago when they announced Xbox One. They made a lot of mistakes during that year. And I think that they learned from those mistakes and they don't want to repeat those mistakes, the same mistakes with Scorpio. I don't see that happening.
No, I don't either. But all my only point on that is we're still a long ways away. So it's very easy to be confident right now about it. And trust me, I believe Aaron, like we said, we sat right in front of them, looking right in the face. I don't think they're BSing us at all. And I always tell people, again, listen to our interview we did with Aaron Greenberg during E3. Go check out Giant Bomb. When Phil Spencer sat down with those guys, for like an hour talking about all this stuff. I mean, trust me, I believe what Microsoft is doing. I love what Microsoft is doing right now with Xbox Anywhere and with Scorpio and redesigning the One S and just all that. Dude, it's great for competition. It's going
hell yeah.
It's pushing Sony. It's pushing Nintendo. It's pushing the gaming industry forward. So it's fantastic. I just hope. And I think there is a small percentage that this happens. I just hope that Scorpio doesn't downscale from the promises of what they made. That's all. I don't think they will, but until we get the true reveal and they lock in the hardware specs and dev kits go out and we know that developers are making games for Scorpio, it's vaporware. And that's how you got to treat anything. I mean, you can't look. No Man's Sky is the ultimate poster child for this right now. You can hope and pray all you want that something's going to be great, but until you get the final product in your hands, you just don't know.
And it would be very disappointing if that happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very disappointing. As a fan of gaming, yeah.
But Microsoft has way too much money in the war chest to ever let that happen. They would overcompensate for this, for Scorpio, than to let it come up, to have it come up short. No way.
So do you think that they would potentially take a loss to overcompensate and ensure that they come out on top?
Yeah. Matter of fact, Ryan McCaffrey, again, talking about Peter Moore, that I forget what he exactly calls it, but the IGN thing that he did with Peter Moore, where he sat down and Peter
Unfiltered,
and he went through the history of Dreamcast, Xbox, all the way to EA to where we are now. When he talked about the Xbox days, Ballmer and Bill Gates were all in on Xbox, and it was Bill Gates who's the one that actually said, let's charge for Xbox Live because people will pay for it, and we're going to wind up spending billions on this. In other words, we're willing to spend the money to move technology forward. They knew they had to take the risk, being the underdog, to push the industry forward, putting in that Ethernet, the Ethernet jack, obviously creating Xbox Live, and just all the things that they did with the original Xbox One to get us to where we are today. Because what they did with Xbox One, which again piggybacked off of what Sega innovated with the Dreamcast, let's not forget them. That forced Sony to like, oh crap, we got to do something too. Because if you remember, Sony had to they had to create that adapter so that you could do the Ethernet on it. What was?
Oh, for PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
They were even promoting it as, we have a deal with AOL and all this stuff. I remember at back time.
Remember that? Yeah.
Way back.
Because everyone was jumping on Xbox Live, and they thought, oh wow, we can do broadband online gaming. This is amazing. And someone's like, oh crap, we're behind. So they had to create an add-on to try and compete. And then, boom. Look, Microsoft has their place in the gaming industry. I think a lot, and Sega, when again, going back to the Dreamcast, what they did in the late 90s and early 2000s made gaming what it is now. That's just a fact. You can't argue that. I mean, Sony may be the ones that have sold the most consoles and all that and considered the leader in gaming, but they would be nowhere close to what they are right now if it wasn't for what Microsoft made them become, because they pushed them with competition. So again, now that Microsoft is the underdog again, they're going to push Sony, and Sony's going to put Microsoft, and guess who wins? Us. We win.
Yep.
Because
and believe it or not, Sony, much props to them, because they were also the ones that started releasing consoles that where you could actually get a DVD and watch movies with the same console. Yep. No other company was doing that back then, and it was because of the PlayStation 2. All that happened, So when there's competition, that's great for us, the consumers, man. So let's take advantage of that, man. I think 2017 is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing, because that's what I mean. No one loses, and I think I have to address this slightly for a second, because we see it on Twitter all the time. All the fanboy war stuff. Oh well, Sony did this, because when Gran Turismo got delayed today, all of a sudden that became the new fanboy war thing. Let's point fingers at Sony because the game got delayed. Microsoft wins. Who cares? Who really cares? Whatever system you want to play your games on, play them and enjoy them. It should not matter. It should not matter that I don't own an Xbox. Why do you care? Unless you're buying it for me, you shouldn't care, right? I play the games that I enjoy on the systems that I play them on. It doesn't matter. Who knows? I might have a Scorpio next year. I might be full of crap, and next year I got a big jacket on with a freaking scorpion on the back of it, and I'm just walking around. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But the point is, I don't define myself as a gamer by what hardware I play the games on. I just like to play games and enjoy them. And I think that's how everyone should think, instead of worrying about this brand loyalty. Because let's be real here. At the end of the day, none of these companies care about you. They only care about one thing from you, and that's your wallet.
Money.
It. And that's just,
Luciano.
And that's just reality. Look, we got friends on that side of the fence and all that, but I'm not talking about the individuals that work at these companies. I'm talking about the companies themselves. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, EA, Ubisoft, 2K, and the rest. Do you really think they care about you, the individual? No. They care about your wallet and you spending money buying their products. So why be loyal to a brand? It shouldn't matter. Be loyal to what's fun for you. That's it.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Take it out.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Listing topics very quick. The NX is supposed to come out in 7 months. What is Nintendo waiting for? They're running out of time. They better do something quick. Are they going to have an announcement, a press conference next month?
Well, yeah.
Are they going to let Sony and Microsoft?
They are.
It's not confirmed, though.
It's 100% confirmed that they're doing a Nintendo Direct on September 1st for the 3DS. So, yes, they're having a...
Oh, come on. The 3DS. Yo, come on, Paris.
No, I know what you mean.
Where is the NX next announcement,
it's coming.
man? Where is it?
It's coming. It's coming. They have to.
I don't know, man.
They have to. There's no way they can let this slip into October, November and start talking about the NX. They're going to talk about it. They probably know that Apple and Sony is going to own the news cycle here in the next week. Why even waste time talking about the NX right now? I bet you a couple days after the Neo's announced, they're going to announce a date for the NX.
I hope so. And I think maybe if they do, it probably will be like maybe the end, close to the end of September.
Nope.
Because think about it.
I don't think so.
What?
Uh-oh.
September 1st at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern is the Nintendo Direct.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
Yeah, listen.
So I don't know about what Danny was saying.
No.
So
No.
That's a 3DS.
That's a 3DS,
Right,
Pete.
Come on. The next one.
I'm talking about it'll fit. No, man. You think, Pete, do you actually think they're only going to have a Nintendo Direct about NX?
No, absolutely not. Because, I mean, right now, their bread and butter is the 3DS, is handheld games. That's all that's their major market right now. They have to.
I totally agree. I agree.
They have to, from a business standpoint, start to open up the floodgates of information for this. Now, when was the last one? March of this year? So you figure every 6 months is when they start is when they throw out a Nintendo Direct to update the world as to what happens in the big end.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What I read is that this is only going to be 3DS focus, no NX. That's the first thing they said to the press and to like the social media and everything. So yeah, we will get a Nintendo Direct of 3DS, but no NX news at all. Maybe later, after the whole Sony PlayStation 4 Neo and PlayStation 4 Slim, after all that is getting announced, a couple weeks after, maybe a week or two, then we probably hear the date of their press conference later this month in September. So time is running out, man. I don't know. And one thing I have to say, though, I got to give him props. There's been leaks here and there, but it's not 100% true so far. Like, it's just been like just rumors. And the majority that I've been seeing I've been seeing more leaks from Sony than anything else. So they've been very, very quiet, the whole Nintendo side. So,
well, there is one thing that I guess kind of sort of leaked today about NX. Remember the controller?
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, supposedly, not that it's going to be a direct model of the DualShock 4, but similar to the DualShock 4, and it's going to have a share button on it, like DualShock 4, which makes sense because in this era, I mean, that's one innovation that PlayStation brought to this current generation is that share button, because I use it all the freaking time.
Well, not just that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Split style D-pad. Right now, the talk is the dev kit prototype for the NX that's gone out has 32 gigs of internal memory / storage. Similar to the Wii U, but we don't know because obviously it's a prototype, so that's
change,
not going to be the final determination of what hardware we're looking at. But
now I got a question. I already know Danny's answer, so I'm actually going to ask this to you, Pete.
Okay,
because I know Danny's already said he's going to get one day one. Is Zelda okay? Because do you have a Wii U now?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Is Zelda enough for you to get an NX day one?
No.
He's not he's not a Zelda
I've
fan.
never played a Zelda game. Why would I go out now and just start throwing cash at Nintendo just to jump on the bandwagon for new NX?
Whoa, don't attack me. I'm just saying that you're not a fan. I'm just letting Paris know.
No,
Whoa, you about to flip tables on me? That was wrong with you.
from looking at the video, the short 10-second video of that we saw on Reddit of alleged gameplay of the game. To me, it looks like Witcher meets Dynasty Warriors almost, with the gameplay style of what the new Zelda it looks like. I don't know if that's enough for me. I don't know if Nintendo's offerings get me that excitement to want to pull out my wallet and start throwing down money for a new console. I get enough of that between PC, Xbox, and the PS4. Much more recently on the PS4 because of Destiny, because now I'm jumping on. I've ranked up and I've get to play with Paris and everybody else. But I don't know if I've got the bandwidth personally to devote to a whole new console. And if there's anything in their catalog that has me excited to the point where I want to, I'm going to leave everything else behind and play on that for a while.
No, makes sense. I'll answer my own question and say this. I have a Wii U. So unless the NX does something so innovative and or there's a couple more compelling games that I want to play that are for the NX that come out in the first 6 months, I see no need to get an NX day one because I could just get Zelda on the Wii U and experience it there.
When was the last time you personally played on the Wii U?
About, I don't know how long we've been on this podcast. So probably about an hour ago, I was doing Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I play on the Wii U all the time with the kids. but that's the thing. I do it with the kids because we play Mario Maker and then we play Smash Brothers and then we do Mario Kart and they get mad because I beat them. So
for now, until Trey beats you.
I do family oriented things with the Wii U.
Gotcha.
It's not a hardcore gaming platform for me by any stretch of imaginations, but Zelda is that one of those type of games for me. Of course, I mean, I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've been playing it since day one, since the mid '80s. So it's something that, all right, the new Zelda's coming out. Like you just said, it has a kind of a Witcher Dynasty Warriors feel to it. I'm all in. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, whatever this NX is, if literally it would have to be some unique feature that is NX exclusive for me to say, yep, I got to get an NX day one to play Zelda. Because if not, I already have a Wii U. I can just play it there. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
So again, it's really going to come down for me as a consumer to how quickly I jump on board. What is that 6-month gaming lineup looking like for NX? And what unique thing is NX doing other than rumored to kind of just be something you could take on the go and then you can bring home and keep playing as well? I mean, it needs to be a little more than that for me personally. But I mean, by the end of 2017, will I have an NX? Oh yeah, 100%. No matter what, I'm sure I'll have an NX by the end of the year, but I don't know if I need to be standing out in line Target at 3:00 in the morning like I did for the original Wii, to make sure I get one day.
I probably will do it. I'll do it. I'm just excited about the system and stuff. And the most important thing that we haven't even mentioned at all is price. I mean,
that's a factor too. Yeah, that's
a major look. They can have all the cool features, all the great games. You don't want to make the same mistakes like last time. And if Sony announced a cheaper console, like the Slim, or never know, maybe PlayStation 4 Neo is going to be cheap. What you gonna do? Are you gonna keep it for $350? A console that's not even 4K, doesn't even have those features. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what is the price for this console? That's super important. So
at $300, which is what it launched at on the Wii U, would you buy it? Are you in?
Depends, man. I probably, as a fan, I probably will. I'm just a fan of Nintendo, so
okay. Which would you be more apt to pick up day one, the Nintendo Classic Mini or the Nintendo NX?
Oh, Nintendo Classic Mini. it's cheaper. I could play that. Right? It's only $60.
Yeah, it's like a game. You're just buying like the price of buying a game.
Yeah, so I could save money and buy the NX later on, But
right. See, I'm more apt to pick that up because I know I can play that in my living room with the kids, and I'll get much more usage out of that versus going out and buying the NX. I just don't know if. And I know I've said this in the past that the day I finally get a new Star Fox and I get to do barrel rolls in my living room, I'm throwing the wallet. But I don't know.
You did.
I know. I did. I totally admit it. And I still have I still have the Star Fox sticker on my laptop. And every time I open up my Mac, it lights up with the Star Fox logo. But I don't know. The longer it takes, the longer I see that as a distant memory. It's just something
I would like to mention this, OP. I think that. Depends on the whole press conference and announcements and price and everything. I think that this generation, you should give it a chance. Like how you got a PlayStation 4 and you also have your PC and your Xbox. I would like to see you at least give Nintendo a chance. If they announce the right price for you and the right games, I think you should give it a chance, man.
We shall see.
You just stay quiet?
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know what else to say.
Crickets, I guess not.
That's what you want, right? That's what you want me to do. But I just don't know if I don't know. I'm just. I don't think 300 is going to be the price. I think it's going to be higher. I honestly think,
and that would be stupid if they do. Don't buy. That would be too much.
Me personally, I'm thinking it's going to be probably closer to $400 at launch.
No, hell no. That will be.
$250.
Suicide to do that, yo. They would hell no, they would not do that.
$299, $250 or $299 between there.
Yeah, I agree. If they really want to compete, hey, you could buy the PlayStation 4 Slim for $250 or $299.
I'm playing prices right now, and I'm going with the high bid right now. So I'm just saying $400.
Man, that is let me tell you, suicide. They mentioned that
$399.
Our new console $400. Nah, man. No, I don't see that. Listeners. Let us know. Send us feedback. Email. You can email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or give us a call 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. I think it's time for fan mail.
Fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
Fan mail.
All right, so we have a voicemail and we have a lot of emails. So I think we should start with emails first.
I got one. I got one to kick it off with then.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, all right, go for it.
Here we go. This is from Keith here in Little Rock. This is this is a little swole brother, talking trash. There we go. Keith here from Little Rock. So I was thinking about the refund issue. That is no man's opinion. I think that Steam should refund whatever a person requests of a certain time limit, of course. However, if this person decides to come back to the game, they have to pay for it at full price. You virtually give up your right to take advantage of a Steam sale of that game. To me, this is a great way to cause people to consider all aspects of a game before buying. If this is the actual policy, then excuse my email. Like most PC gamers, we know where to purchase games through other means. No pirates here. Oh, by the way, Paris, do you like my signature? Triple question marks. Ha ha ha. He has a smiley face. Super Mario World destroys Super Mario Brothers 3, and another. He's a cool guy with glasses. Smiley face. Let me tell you something, Keith. I'm not even going to answer your question because, like I told you before, we got to do a push-up contest or do some burpees or deadlifts or something. Because I just you don't come up on the show disgracing the greatest game ever with your half-baked sequel in Super Mario World. That's all I got to say. Super Mario Brothers 3 is the GOAT. Super Mario World is okay. But all jokes aside, to answer his question, I get what he's saying, that there's no way in hell you could ever enforce that. Because the second that I get a refund for a game and then you tell me, well, guess what? 5 years from now, if you want to play it again, you still got to pay $60 for it. I'm gonna be like, kiss my tuchus. I'm not doing that. If there's a discount, I want to be able to take advantage of it, right?
Tuchus.
No, but I mean, all jokes aside, like I said, I get in theory what he's saying. But that's still kind of anti-consumerism, to now I'm blackballed from never being able to take advantage of a Steam sale. So again, let's Let's take the No Man's Sky, for example. They're giving refunds for it right now at $60. Let's say 18 months from now, it's been fixed. It's a fantastic game, and you should really play it. So what he's saying is 18 months from now, there's a Steam sale. No Man's Sky is now $20 in the Steam sale. I have to pay $60 for it because 18 months ago, the game was freaking broken and I demanded my money back and I got it. Nah, that's not going to fly. Can't do that.
All right. But I know we were talking about No Man's Sky, but I have a voicemail about this game. I don't know. People just can't stop talking about No Man's Sky, so let's play it right now.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Jacob from Charlotte giving you guys a call. I just wanted to touch base with you guys regarding No Man's Sky. You know, I have a few mixed feelings about the game. Of course, it wasn't what it was initially cracked up to be years ago when it was revealed. But I wanted to know if you guys think that Hello Games can, like, update this game and patch it the same way Destiny has been updated and patched over the past year or so, well, over the first year or so that it was out, like Paris was saying, given the size of their team, you know, which is about 15 people. So do you guys really think that they can really turn it around, you know, and give gamers a whole new type of experience as opposed to what they've got out of the box so far, which basically just feels to me like a generic version of what was initially offered. But somehow, the game's still decently fun, you know. Of course, though, I just want perfection. Because I'm a gamer. That's what we do. That's what we want. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, though. But once again, keep up the great work. Love you guys.
All right. And the big question is, in a year from now, 15 people at Hello Games, do you think they're going to fix this game and make it a lot better?
In a simple word, no. Who knows? I think, again, this is kind of what I was talking about last week. They're most likely going to enlist they're going to outsource to help patch this game. They're going to get help doing it. It's not going to just be the 15 people at Hello Games. But in that same vein, Bungie is different because Bungie, what is there, 500 people that work at Bungie now? So, of course, they're going to have more resources to be able to patch their games and to more quickly fix the issues that they were having. I also think that when we look at No Man's Sky, I still believe a year from now, it'll be a completely different game. It'll be a lot more accessible. All these bugs will be resolved, and it'll probably be a great experience. But at that same time, who's really coming back a year from now? That's the biggest question.
I agree with Paris. I don't think they have the staff to be able to drop that much that many fixes or corrections to that code. Obviously, and also, you know, as Paris is saying, with a company like Bungie, you've got 500 people. It's also a lot easier to hire people when you have a name like Bungie behind you, as opposed to, "Hi, we made Hello Games and it's broken." Nobody wants to go into the situation of trying to fix a broken product, right? Unless you've got a Napoleon complex or you're really, really confident in your skills and ability, especially in the tech industry. You don't want to go into a bad situation and have the entire world on your shoulders. So I don't know. I hope for the best, but the realist in me isn't expecting an amazing turnaround. It's going to take a lot to fix it. So,
all right. So we have another email. This is from Karina. Hey guys, on Tuesday, August 23rd, we heard that PlayStation is coming to PC. They talked about as many as 400 games, including Last of Us and Uncharted, which made me super excited. This made my day. My boyfriend and I started to talk about this, and we have some different opinions about this. I think this is the beginning of cross-platform, PC versus Xbox versus PlayStation. He's not so sure. I think there will be a time where we'll be able to play cross-platform on 3 big platforms like Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I don't know about Nintendo. Not right now, but someday. because 2 years ago we didn't even think we were able to cross play PC and a console. But here we are with Xbox, and we can. And this might be something the developers need to push. Since I don't think either Xbox or PlayStation is going to do this unless they see money in the end. What are your thoughts about this? And do you see a possibility of cross-playing in, let's say, 5 years, maybe even earlier? And keep up the great work. I love listening to your podcast every week. Karina. Thanks, Karina.
I don't think it's such a foregone conclusion. I mean, Xbox did it with the 360 and PC for, what is it, Shadowlands?
Was it Shadowrun?
No, Shadowrun.
Sorry, my bad.
Paris' favorite.
Yeah. Chris, shout out to Chris.
I was just about to say that. So it's not a surprise that it's a possibility because they share the Xbox Live infrastructure to make something like that possible. Right now, the makers of was it Rocket League said they've already got the infrastructure in place. It's just and I believe they're just waiting for Sony to say, okay, yes, we'll do it. I'm kind of like, I'm hoping Sony eventually says, let's break down this division of where we can play and let's play it. But then from a business perspective, why would they? Why would they open up those floodgates of potential incompatibility of networks? Then that's just going to potentially open up more complaints of what, Sony is doing in the online space, and they're trying to play protective as opposed to, trying to do that. I don't know if Xbox has already said that they're open to do it. PC obviously is not going to be the issue at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Sony staying quiet on this? Do they not want to devote the resources to this and they want to try and focus on canceling and postponing games for 2016?
Huh. I don't know. Do you think it's because they really want to push consoles?
Yeah, it's called competition. They want you to buy a damn PlayStation 4 and play on their ecosystem. They ain't trying to share. Look, when you're the leader, you dictate. You don't have to compromise. When you're the leader in the clubhouse, people come to you. You don't go to them. So what? Look, Rocket League can do all the cross-play it wants across PC and Xbox, which is fine, and that's great. But Sony has zero incentive to do it. Why should they? Look, they want you to keep paying for the $60 PlayStation Plus. They don't want you getting it free on Steam and then playing with your buddies. They want you to go buy a PlayStation if you want to play with your PlayStation buddies.
That's true. All right, so you guys want to read another one?
I'm depressed about that. You're like, yeah.
No. I'm just trying to move on. Dork.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Back on the scene.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
There's another email. I think you guys should read it.
I will. I got this one. Next one. Can I read it? Thanks.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Pete. Pete. We know Danny ain't gonna read it. He ain't gonna read it.
He ain't gonna read it. He's gonna interrupt me while I read it, though. So here we go. All right. So this one comes from Jean-Michael Edwards. He's got 3 first names. Good day to you all. Hope you read my email. Longtime listener and now decided to write. I love the 2 episodes a week and appreciate the sacrifice. I'm writing from Trinidad in the Caribbean and wish you guys continued success. Ewam. So that's pretty much the extent of the Trinidad that I know. That actually means, hey, what's up? First rant, I would like you guys' opinion on this. I feel as though Sony is getting arrogant again. The recent announcement of PC Plus price increase bothers me a lot. I have a Vita and a PS3, and I don't feel like I get my money's worth. Here's why: the network seems very unsecured and can be brought down by anyone smart enough to press the power button on a PC. The free games are really garbage right now. Nothing against indies, but the selection is not up to par, especially on PS4. My bro has one, and I add them to my library for when I get a PS4. More on that later. They seem to be the stumbling block to console cross-platform play against Xbox users. We just discussed that. Imagine Battlefield, Titanfall, or even Overwatch with PSN versus Xbox Live battles. The sale prices on flash sales are not substantial between non-plus and plus users, $2 to $3 at most, nothing to write home about. I feel as though since they have the large console lead, they are no longer listening to the fans. When this generation started, they were for the players. I don't see or feel like that anymore. Your thoughts?
And thank him for the email. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna disagree with him as far as the Sony arrogance and they're no longer listening to their audience. Sony's biggest problem has been first party delays, which again, the top of the show, we're talking about Gran Turismo Sport. I still feel like, you know, they're doing look. I mean, look, it's coming out September 7th. They're obviously still trying to innovate on the hardware side and bring more innovation to the gaming space. I do think they've kind of slacked up a little bit on some of their PlayStation Plus game offerings and indie offerings, but I don't think this is the Ken Kutaragi mid 2000s arrogant Sony. I don't think they've fallen that far, but it's like I was just saying a few minutes ago, they're leader in the clubhouse. You know, Microsoft is in second place, so they have to do just that much more to try and get your dollar, right? To try and get you to buy their console and to buy their game. So I think once Sony hits a groove and starts getting more exclusive content out first party, I think they'll be fine.
Okay, well, we'll go to second part of his rant. This is a 3-phase one, so Paris, it's going to be this. Here we go. I was holding off on buying a PS4 due to the Neo, but the way Sony has dragged this out, I've really lost all interest. I know we expect an announcement on September 7th, but I'm not really excited for it anymore. After seeing the Slim, I may go that route, especially if it's cheaper, as I have zero interest in 4K anything. Sony should have given us something about the Neo at E3. In general, I don't like learning about something then being put into limbo. Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, or Tekken X Street Fighter. Anyone remember these? Also, after playing Overwatch by my brother, the wait has become that much more difficult to endure.
And, you know, I'm sorry. I guess I'll get my thought out real quick. He just said it, and it was like we've been saying, you know, unless you're looking to take advantage of 4K or something, just get a Slim. I mean, if 4K isn't something you see yourself getting in the next 18 months, I wouldn't run out and go get a Neo unless they're doing something or showing you something that it is giving you a compelling reason, even at 1080p, to want to own it. If not, stick with a Slim. You're still going to be able to play the games on it. They just won't look as good as they probably would on a Neo. That's going to be the only difference. And I 100% agree with him about like Shenmue 3 and, you know, Final Fantasy 7 and all that. That's the problem. Sony talks a lot about games that are coming, and then they go to vaporware for about 2 years and then they show back up again. You know, they need to become more consistent with their releases, whether they be true first party titles or even on the third party side. I mean, they're like, you know, like he's bringing up Final Fantasy 7. They need to work with their third party partners and, you know, get more traction on these games. Keep the community updated on what's going on, so to speak. I think that's more than anything. I think that's their biggest problem. And like he said, he's losing interest because he's not hearing the things that he's looking for. They're not giving him updates. So I totally get it.
No, and by the way, Overwatch is so much fun. If you can pick it up, regardless of where you're playing it. Obviously, if that's a determining factor, and maybe you've got more people on the Xbox side, or you've got more people on PlayStation side, or hell, you'd be surprised the amount of people that are playing this game right now. It is that game. It's. I know I said a show or two ago that it's definitely in my top 5 games of the year. It's creeping into that 2 and 3 spot right now. It is that much fun. It is that good. And then finally, much to Paris's behest, Division Talk Radio.
Is there such a thing? That's like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? You know, it's one of those things, right?
All right. I would really like to invest in the Division when I do get my PS4. It seems to remind me of one of my all-time favorite games, Freedom Fighters. I have zero interest in PvP multiplayer, i.e. the Dark Zone, and I just love exploring open world cities. Since all complain about the Dark Zone is broken, would you recommend it to someone who is only interested in single player or co-op? Thanks for reading my email. Well, we know Paris's answer to this.
What is it? Please.
No,
what am I going to say?
Don't get the Division.
I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, you would.
I was going to say,
I know you.
If it's
go get Destiny is what you would have said.
No, I would not. You know what? Before you answer anything, I want to say this. I play Destiny because it's fun for me. I'm not selling anybody. If you don't want to play it, then good for you. How about that? Because I'm enjoying it. That's all that matters to me. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hi, Chris in Australia. How you doing?
That's going to go on forever. I still enjoy it. I still think it has.
When the last time you played it?
I blame Destiny.
No. Okay. Hi, Chris. How you doing, Chris in Australia? Good.
But it is a good game. Unfortunately, Destiny's got its hook back in me. That's the only concern, I think. And it's kind of like when you pit a new game going up against an established one in November, right? Like when you've got games that launch against, the Call of Duties and so on and so forth. It's hard for those games to break through. And I'm wondering if maybe had the Division come out earlier and not had, the Destiny player base in there so ingrained. But it is fun. And when I have played it, I enjoy it. And I've seen myself play that game for 5-6 hours at a time when there's plenty to do. Unfortunately, the other big D game in the in the industry popped out with more information, and God bless his soul, whenever you talk to Deej like we did at E3, that wallet just falls out automatically and you have no choice. You just have to, yes sir, I'm going back in. So I would recommend it if that's your type of game. The Dark Zone, if you're running with a bunch of people, is not as difficult when you're running with a group of people, because obviously you've got other people that can call out and cover your backs and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's a solid game that is getting better. Now, I will say that they did delay the last two DLCs, so things may get a little stale for a short while. But since you haven't picked it up, now's a perfect opportunity for you to pick it up, play the game. It's gotten a little bit more stable. And by the time you're done with all of the existing DLC, it should be around time for, I think it's part 3 of their DLC pack to drop, which is around the holiday season. So once again, John Michael, thank you for writing in. And then I don't know, let's go back to more fan mail.
All right, so this one is from Cameron, and he says, "Hey GTR crew, it's Cam from San Diego. Longtime listener, love the show. I know you hear all this a lot, but you guys really do a great job, and we fans really appreciate what you do to help us get through the Mondays and talk about what we all love, video games!" Exclamation points. So here's my issue. I'm not usually a cheap person. Well, I am. But this month, this has been a crazy month. Son starts kindergarten, plus his birthday. I have to renew subscription to Xbox Live, and Madden came out. Woo! So with things being so crazy, I saw a great deal to buy Madden. GameStop gave me $27.50 for my Black Ops 3 and $9 for WWE 2K16. I'm shocked you got $9 for that. Usually wouldn't for so low, but now it's a free games with gold. Plus the 20% trade-in credit towards Madden, plus an extra 10% for pro members. Basically, I paid about $5 for Madden winning. So here's my conundrum. I love zombies in Call of Duty. It's one of my favorite games. Black Ops 3 had Shadows of Evil and was my favorite map ever. Unfortunately, I didn't like the other DLC in there. It just wasn't for me. So when I traded in, my thought was, I already did all the Easter eggs I wanted, not much else for me. 2 days later, they announced DLC 4 Revelations. Oh my God, it looks dope as you know what. Now I really want my Black Ops 3 back, but why, not gonna happen. Have you guys ever traded, got rid of some game or whatever, and then soon after wish you still had it? Please let me know so I don't feel so stupid, because right now I do. LOL. Sorry for the long email. You don't have to read it word for word. Damn it, I did. But if you could not.
Classic.
That's great. I love how he's like, hey, don't read it word for word. After just read it
right at the end.
Oh my God. Okay. But if you could answer my question, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, fellas, and game on. Cam from San Diego. Well, kudos for you because you're from San Diego, which is literally like the best city ever. That's why I live here. But I know there's stuff I regret, and I can't think of like the specific game though. But I know I have some where I've traded it in. I'm like, and then like a month later, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have traded it in. I want to get it back. I can't think of exactly what game. I know
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
I have one. Back then, I sold my Dreamcast with a bunch of games for me to get the original Xbox. And years later, I regret trading that in, man. I hope I could, buy that in the future again, because, man, dude, like there was a lot of great games in that system, man. That's not available in other systems. So I think that was my biggest regret, was trading in my Dreamcast at that time for the original Xbox. Dumb move in my opinion, but so.
What about you, Pete?
What about you?
I would say Dave Mirra Extreme BMX on the PlayStation 2. I lived on that game. That was my game. Like I still, even to this day, rest in peace, Dave Mirra. I know he unfortunately passed away this year. But yeah, that is one of my games. And then more recently, I would say Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. I remember a couple of years ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, we were doing a game night with Gamertag Radio and the community, and that popped up as one of the games. And I literally had to run out and go to the GameStop by my house and buy a used copy of it because I did not have it anymore. Just for that.
I remember that.
And it's the only game I have that doesn't have a case, and it bothers the crap out of me every time I'm looking for stuff, and then this random disc just floats out, and it's like, where is the case for this? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because I went out and I ran out to buy it for a 30-minute game night session that we had, and we never played it again.
Okay, I got one, and I don't think I've ever disclosed this before, but
okay. This is gonna be funny, probably.
So I got the original PlayStation 3 when it launched, right? Got it day one, the $600, got 5 jobs to get it. Ken Kutaragi had been proud of me, right? So hated it, never used it. I think I played Resistance when it first came out. Other than that, it was just collecting dust. So then I sold it. Well, a little game called Uncharted came out. And I got the sweats and decided I'm going to get another PlayStation again. And I got Uncharted. I'm not done. Get it. So then I got another PlayStation so I could play Uncharted. Started collecting dust again after I was done with Uncharted. Sold it. Traded it in. A little game called Uncharted 2 came out. I got a PlayStation again. Because I wanted to play Uncharted 2. And I think like Killzone or something else was out. But I had that one. Hey, look, I kept that one for a little while, right? Then the dust started. Because look, I was all emerald back then, boy. I had my emerald robes and my medallion and everything. I had my emerald
and your
rings.
Awards.
Yeah,
your awards.
Yes.
And everything.
Yeah. Okay. So I was Team Emerald like a mofo back then. So after I was done with Uncharted 2, I got rid of my PlayStation again. Do I even need to say what happened next?
I could tell you. Was it either Uncharted 3 or The Last of Us? Or was it one of those two?
It was Uncharted 3. And I got a PlayStation again.
Really, Paris?
Yeah, but then I kept it.
Dude,
then
you sold that 3 to 4 times?
Then I kept that one. I kept that one until Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I got a PlayStation that many times. PlayStation 3.
I never heard about this. But
you know what? Hey, props to Naughty Dog because it got me buying the damn games all the time. So because I had to have the system to play them. There you go.
Now, did you bought it brand new or used?
No, I would just buy them used. I mean, I wouldn't. The only brand new one I bought was the was the original one that I got at launch. But after that, yeah, then because I remember when I got a Slim, sold a Slim, and then got the OG one back because it was backwards compatible. But it ain't like I was playing any backwards compatible games, and the thing sounded like a goddamn jet engine. So I had to get rid of that. I got a Slim again. I got a Slim.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what I missed? I missed this a lot because I've been working on this presentation for Podfest. I have to present next year and stuff, and I've been checking out pictures and old videos and everything. Right, I really miss standing in line, meeting gamers in different stores. Now I just order from Amazon. Just wait for the package to arrive at my house.
Yeah, that's kind of a lost thing now, isn't it? The midnight stand outside in front of GameStop thing. Like the best one, the most vivid memory I have is for Halo 2. That was the most fun one I had, was for Halo 2, standing out there waiting on that. And then, I guess Halo 3, but I was up in Redmond at Microsoft and I got to meet Bill Gates, because we went up there. And we were, because the MVPs were up there and we got to hand out games to all the people waiting in line and all that stuff. So that was fun, just from to see everyone else was excited because, Bungie came out and everything. So that was a great time. But yeah, man, I think that might have been like the last midnight thing I ever went to. And that was 2007.
Wait. I thought it was Wii. Didn't you stand in line for Wii? The original Wii?
Oh, but Halo 3 came out after the Wii, right? I think it did.
The Wii,
I'm pretty sure it did.
It did?
No. 2007. Or you know what? It was around the same time. Let's put it that way. Definitely, I can't remember standing outside at midnight after 2007. I can't think of anything beyond that. But yeah, man, those were good times back then. I don't even know if it's safe enough to be standing outside anymore.
And now either that or just download the game digitally and you have it there. And midnight unlocks it. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love technology and everything, but sometimes I miss those days because you meet other people. It's a different experience, man.
It is, and it is like you brought up the whole digital aspect of it. As much as I call myself a cheapskate and I want to get physical copies so I could trade them in, I basically get all digital games now, anyways. I don't even have a physical copy of a game right now. I'm looking around. I don't even have one in front of me. So I couldn't even tell you what physical game I got because I don't see them. It's got to be a Wii game. Wii U games are physical, but PlayStation and Xbox, no, all digital. And
plus, you guys with a PC, that's all digital.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even have a damn Xbox anymore, so I don't have a physical game for Xbox.
What about you, Pete? Do you miss that very quick before we wrap it up?
I don't know if I do. I think I'm happy.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Well, you don't like human beings, so that doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
Wow. That is... Wow. He just attacked you like that, man. I can't believe that. He's quiet. P, are you there?
I have no words right now.
On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Head over to gamertagradio.com or play that /gamertag. You can check us out there and share the content, share the episodes with your friends and family. Let everybody know about Gamertag Radio. You also can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and TuneIn Radio and other podcast directories. And Paris is still cracking up in the background, and Pete quiet. You could also give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Or fan mail at gamertagradio.com or go to speakpipe.com/gamertagradio. You could also leave a message there. And we're going to be at Call of Duty XP starting Thursday. I'm going to be recording a lot of content. And yes, guys, we're going to have extra content this whole weekend. Just be on the lookout. Make sure you subscribe to the show, and you're going to get more content this weekend. I'm not going to say what we have planned. Just tune in. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up.
I'll say what we have planned. I can say Paris. We're going to see Call of Duty. That's what we got planned.
Oh, duh. Of course. Oh, my God. And everybody, please send your hugs to Pete. Pete right now is very, very quiet ever since Paris said that. P, are you okay?
I just got ethered. I'm out.
He's out. He's done. He's on that. He just dropped the mic. On that note, we're out. Peace. Oh my God, I'm dying. Leave. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.